Tim Bresnan versus Rustam Babeyev.
Yeah.
You start.
Rustam Babeyev. We'll start with Rustam Babeyev.
Let's start with Rustam. Yeah.
He's 1 year younger than I am. He's born 1982, so he's 36 years old arm wrestler from Ukraine, Kharkov. Rustam is one of greatest middleweights of all time, and he has done everything in world arm wrestling championships before. He has been world champion more than I believe more than 10 times. I remember, and I saw him first time 99 or 2000 I saw him first time in a world junior championship in Czechia. Probably you don't remember that.
Oh, I don't think I...
2001 we pulled in one class. It was 65 kilo class. He was second that year and I finished 5th or 6th. It was 2001, also a few years ago.
2001, so I was 11.
In European Championship in Lithuania, and he won, I remember 2002, 2003, he already won his first major titles, so it's more than 15 years ago. He was one of the best, and he's still in a top level in the world. If we look to Rustam Babeyev, he don't have the greatest anthropometrics for arm wrestling. He has short fingers, small hand, short leverage.
Huge back,
and his chest and size, of course. But despite that, Rustam can fight in a different styles, and he's always finding a way how to pull against different opponents. Some years ago, he was clear top hook puller.
Yeah. Now
nowadays
switches up. Yeah.
He's more all-rounded. He can go top. He can go hook. So it's not so easy to know anymore where he will go. Most often he compensates his disadvantage in anthropometry with always great physical condition. Yeah, he's always in good overall shape, good special shape, and also with his good technical work on table.
As you said, he has one of the best hooks in the world. One of the best techniques.
If we look to about techniques, we can compare or about styles, how effectively he uses his small hand.
Yeah.
He always attacks with his wrist. He really attacks with wrist curling, and it's always his style is mostly last few years is he goes directly for pin.
Yeah.
It's really fast, explosive, and effective. That's the main thing. It's effective. Question is, what will happen if in a fight against Tim Bresnan, Tim will be able to stop the fight? That was last year against Todd Hutchings. Rustam was so explosive. Rustam was so fast out of blocks.
He just came through him.
Tim couldn't stop him. Todd couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
Todd is super strong, and Todd was super strong also last year, but he just couldn't stop the Rustam and couldn't get in a fight. So question with Tim Bresnan is the same. Will Tim Bresnan be able to stop the fight, and what will happen after that? And in the longer fights, Bresnan may have a hard time to stop Rustam, but if he stops Rustam, that's where situation may change, and in longer fights
it favors a little more Bresnan. Yeah, but so Rustam has been very good this year. So he's been outstandingly strong in Moldova in 95 kilo class. He won the class with right arm. Lotashino at the start of the year he won Kasparov from, you know, he's extremely strong. He won Silayev, who was world champion.
World champion, WAF world champion 2017 right hand, super heavyweight.
In open class, he won them all. So I think he's gonna come prepared. He's gonna be really, really strong. And for Tim, it is a problem because we saw what happened versus Gennady. It's the speed. He will go for the flash pin, and like he did with Todd Hutchings, the same thing he did there. So
yeah, for me in this fight is a question: will Tim be able to stop
him?
Yeah, and if Tim will stop the fight, it could go anyway, and even in my eyes, even in favor of Tim Bresnan.
If he can stop
long fights. In long fights, Tim has some really good match against before. He has good experience in arm fights before. He has pulled Yevgeny Prudnik before.
Yes.
He beat Yevgeny Prudnik 4-0 in 2015. And then I think Yevgeny got injured after that. He beat Dmitry Silayo.
6-0.
In a super match?
6-0.
6-0.
And
he won against Russian superstar Alexei Voyevoda.
So Voyevoda comes back, everyone thinks that he's favorite, and he wins 5-1.
Yeah. And most interesting, or sometimes even strange, he's almost never his favorite in those fights.
Yeah.
Before fight, everyone said, it's...
So it really is here. So the question is, can he stop him? Because I think Rustam gonna do the same strategy he used against Hutchings last year. He will go for the pin fast and quick, because we were watching there, sitting this matchup. We want to see this hook fight. Everyone's excited. Everyone's gonna want to see this hook fight. And after it got 4-0, we thought, okay, so now he's gonna get in some hooks and maybe try some. Nothing happened like that. So we were disappointed, but he used everything correctly. He was quickly going through him, and
he did everything to win the fight.
If he does this with Tim, he deserves a much bigger name opponent, much bigger, because he's been extremely dominant lately. And if he needs to prepare, he may gain some weight and be even bigger and stronger, and we will see. But if Bresnan can stop him, then, as you said, he might go as favorite. So.
Last year, Tim Bresnan, Gennady Krikvinya from Georgia. In the first fight, when Tim did stop Gennady,
he won.
He won, and he was in control. And he was in control in longer fights. When usually Gennady is one of the athletes, you don't see him losing in the long fights. He's usually his endurance, his fighting spirit, his fighting spirit, and everything is in. So. That's a really interesting fight, and I don't think it will go one way. It could go like 6-0 for Rustam Babeyev, but Tim will do what we talking before.
I think Babeyev is still favorite in this one. There's no doubt about it. But if he stops him, it might change everything. So
also you have to remember that Tim is 50 and something, 53, 50.
So he's getting older. He's not getting younger, and the speed is the first thing you lose. So
and he's not always in so good shape when we see him. It has been before in same Zloty Tour, 2015 or 16.
In the year when Alexei Voyevoda came and he wanted to see how Tim Bresnan he lost to Kanai and something else. And it was like he didn't get one win, something like that.
So he's not always in good shape, especially in Europe, where it's again acclimatization, time change, time zone. So we will see. But if Tim is in a good shape,
he can put up a fight. So let's say like this. So if Babeyev cannot be stopped, it will be 6-0.
It could change 6-0 for
really
Rustam Babeyev, but it could be totally different, and could be like 5-1, 4-2 for Tim Bresnan as well. If it gets in the later rounds, I would go with Tim.
Because he will be bigger. He will be I don't know, physically stronger, but bigger. There's more mass to him, and Gennady had more mass when he was doing his spins. He came through, so he's much lighter than Gennady, like 35 kilos at least. so it will be harder for him to use all that mass. So this is a tough matchup. This is tough. I want to see how it goes. I don't want to see flash pins like we did last time. I want to see a fight.
Bresnan also has pulled a very even super match against in Arm Wars. In Arm Wars 2010, 2011 something against Devon Larratt.
In Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, in Vegas. Yeah. It ended up some 3-3 and extra round and 4-3 for Devon. So.
Yeah, but he's getting older, and it is a factor. It's a big factor, and it's harder. And it's really hard for us to pick a score with this one. So we will see how it goes right from there. If you have some guesses, leave a comment so we know your guesses about this one. Do you have a guess?
I will say 6-0 for Rustam Babeyev.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, because we might want Tim to stop him, but it will be really hard.
I want to see a really good fight. I want to see.
We don't want to see flash pins. We don't want to see this for 6 times.
Yeah, but it's very possible 6-0 Rustam Babeyev, but it could be totally.
Because if he goes 6-0 and he wanted to pull Chaffee, I think there were some rumors that he wants to pull Chaffee in this Vendetta, but he might get some Chaffee or anyone else there, Levan or someone else. It could be even funner.